those are the it's kind of the highlights. I'm going to turn again to Dr. Wilkinson to talk about some other areas that might not directly be related to training, but that the working group feels very strongly about and wanted to include in their report.
Thank you again, Mr. Attorney General. I certainly appreciate being asked to chair the the Attorney General's Advisory Group on Law Enforcement Training. It's something that I think I have a personal commitment to, and not just another assignment. I think that we're all personally, interested in making sure that the people who are responsible for our safety have the best possible training they can possibly have, as the Attorney General mentioned earlier. So it was my pleasure to serve as chair. So, Mr. Attorney General, thank you for inviting me. So we have just a stellar group of people who volunteered as well to serve on the committee. You see them sitting before you when you get the actual recommendation report. You will see their names and the roles they play. But I want to say that they represent a very diverse set of backgrounds. We have persons who are obviously law enforcement. You can see their wonderful uniforms that they're wearing today. We have elected officials between sheriffs and the city council person. We have people representing the faith-based communities who are talented over and beyond that, and we have people representing higher education. So we couldn't have a more stellar group of persons who are members of this illustrious group of advisors. So we focused on the task at hand, which I think was a very noble mission, and I think a very timely mission. All of us have read the news that you all have reported on in various locations throughout Ohio and throughout the nation, dealing with issues related to law enforcement, and unfortunately many of those situations were adverse encounters. But we wanted to, one, because this work was overdue. We haven't had major changes in law enforcement training in many, many years. So we think it was, one, timely. And then we think, second, because of the various incidences that have taken place over the course of the last year or so in the United States, we thought it was a perfect opportunity to take this task head on, and that's what we've done. So the group of persons who are here are very skilled, and our mission is to make sure that when a new law enforcement officer becomes certified and commissioned to carry that firearm, that they are absolutely as skilled as we can possibly have them be. So one of the things the committee did in order to segment the work was to divide it into three major subcommittees. Those subcommittees were use of force, that's chaired by Prosecutor Andy Wilson, who unfortunately couldn't be here today because he has a major case taking place in Clark County. So we appreciate Prosecutor Wilson and his team of members of that subcommittee doing the work that they did. We also had a subcommittee on community relations chaired by Officer Sarah Shindy from Copley, Ohio. She and her team were just, raise your hand there so people will know who you are, did just a fabulous job of putting together recommendations. As well as Terry Russell, who chaired the mental health subcommittee. So it's kind of his work that he does every day.